Very unique new rule coming to the contribution limits for simple IRA plans. You're going to want to check this out. That and more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. Do you have a simple IRA as your retirement plan at work? Do you own a small business, or maybe is that what the owners have set up for you? These used to be a really big deal. This was the sort of go-to small business retirement plan, and lately, because all of the tax credits relating to opening up a new 401k, they're less and less popular. However, there's still a large amount of small employers that have these. Well, if that's you, and if you have a simple IRA, you've got to be aware of some bizarre, very unique new contribution limits with the simple IRA that take effect right now. No one's talking about this. All right, so the simple IRA is actually, that's an acronym, Savings Incentive Match Plan for employees. That's not in the test. But it's essentially a retirement plan like a 401k where you can contribute pre-tax money in. They've never made Roth contributions available until right now, so you can actually do Roth as well. But you can contribute pre-tax or now Roth up to a certain limit, and then your company can match as well. The thing that is simple about it is there's very simple vesting, meaning you're immediately vested. Very simple eligibility requirements, making that very eligible. Most employees are eligible. There's not a lot of options as far as what the employer is allowed to match, although that has changed. And then because these rules are sort of and there's no loans and some of those other features, it's very, very kind of streamlined. And because those features are more streamlined, there's just about no cost for an employer for opening these types of plans. There's maybe a little bit of administrative fees, but there's no record keeping fees. There's no audits, those sorts of things that can be costly. The primary expense is the company match. Therefore, if you had a small business, 5 employees, something like that, 3 employees, maybe up to 100 employees, a simple IRA was a great option for you. The contribution limits, and this is the big thing, those are a little bit lower than 401k plans, and that's okay, still beneficial. Currently for 2024, those contribution limits are $16,000, so still a large amount, up to 100% of your income, up to $16,000. And if you're age 50 or older, then the catch-up contribution is $3,500. So you can get almost 20 grand into a simple IRA. So again, very attractive plan for small businesses. Well, at least those were the contribution limits. In fact, if you type it, if you search it, if you look it up, and my guess is if you ask your financial advisor what the contribution limits are, those are the ones they're going to tell you. It's not true. A very little known tidbit in all the tax changes within the Secure Act 2.0 that was passed late 2022, went effect in 2023, but had over 100 tax law changes that either went effect in 23, go effect in 24, or 25, 26, changes the simple IRA contribution limit for certain plans. Guys, take a look at this. If your business has less than 25 employees or less, and has a simple IRA, your contribution limit starting in 2024 and moving forward is actually 110% of whatever the normal contribution limit is. You can't make this stuff up. That is so complicated. No one's gonna remember that. Again, it's not publicized really anywhere. And honestly, I'm not even sure most employers doing payroll will know about this. And so it's possible you could get stopped out or limited, and you're gonna need to work with payroll. But your contribution limit, you can actually contribute an extra 10% to your simple IRA above and beyond what others would be. So if the contribution limit is $16,000 for 2024, if your employer has less than 25 employees, then your contribution limit is actually another $1,600 on top of that, $17,000 and $600. Same thing applies to the match. The match is $3,500 normally, but if your employer is 25 employees or less, you get an extra 10% that you can contribute there, so an extra $350. Combined, if you're age 50 or older, working for an employer that has 25 employees or less, then you can contribute almost an extra $2,000. And based on your tax bracket, that can save you a few $100s and get you that much closer to your retirement goal. Now, what if you are looking and saying, oh, I work for a small business, but we have more than 25 employees? Well, if it's 26 to 100 and your employer opts to change their match to a 4% matching contribution or a 3% automatic non-elective contribution, then you'd still be eligible for this. Most simple IRAs do not have that type of match. So maybe you could go to your employer or whoever's running the business and say, hey, would you be willing to switch to this match? Obviously, that helps employees and helps with employee retention, all that sort of stuff, and makes the simple IRA match much more closer to most 401k matches as well. But it would unlock this ability to contribute a little bit extra as well. So guys, this is pretty wild. Very, very unique rule. Who came up with this? I have no idea. I have no idea. Much like everything with the Secure Act 2.0, these new rules are wildly complicated. You just can't make this stuff up, and you couldn't come up with it on your own. But at the same time, even though it's making it more complicated, it's also giving you more choice. And I'm a big fan of more choice. Financial planning is trying to get as many choices available as possible. And then by looking at all 6 areas of your financial life, figuring out, well, which are the best decisions to make, which are the best choices available to you. And so now no one knows this. Likely your employer doesn't know it. Likely payroll doesn't know it. It's very possible your simple IRA company, whoever, whether it's Fidelity or Vanguard or whoever you're with, they might not know it either. And most financial advisors don't either, that there's this extra special contribution limit to simple IRAs if your employer meets certain qualifications. So work with your certified financial planner on that. Then you're going to want to work with payroll, work with HR, and make sure that you're able to contribute that extra amount. Legally you are. You've got to just make sure that payroll knows about it and you don't get stopped out. So work with your CFP, see if this is one of those choices that makes a big impact to you, benefits you on your taxes, benefits you with your retirement plan, possibly helps with other areas as well. So work with your CFP on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well. Or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.